Hi there, Andrew Bell, joining you once again as we rapidly move to the end of the year. And pleasingly, there's some really positive news surfacing over a range of fronts. So I'd like to share that with you today. First up, on the economic front, Australia's 25 years of unbroken economic growth continues, and in fact is now posting a 4-year high of 3.3% to the year ending the 30th of June 16. This milestone in Australia's economic performance is leading us to a position where we may overtake the Netherlands for the longest period in the world by any country for expansion without a recession. I know we all believe the economy could be so much better, and it could, but we should acknowledge that it also could be so much worse when you compare the performances of our country to other countries throughout the world. Equally as pleasing is the news that the 5-year slide in the terms of trade and the national income, which has dragged down our economic growth and of course has hit our budget revenues, appears to have come to an end, according to the latest national accounts. The Bureau of Statistics reports a 2.3% rise in the terms of trade and the second quarterly rise in net national disposable income per capita, which has led economists to suggest that the so-called income recession may be over. This has a lot to do with the fact that commodity prices have been ticking up and so on many fronts, suggesting also that the income drag from falling commodity prices is also over. Certainly good news in both reports, but naturally we want to see that trend continue for a period of time. Last week we saw that the Reserve Bank decided to leave cash rates unchanged at 1.5%. Now, the Governor of the Reserve Bank maintained a neutral bias is the mood of the bank at present. About the only area that may tempt the Reserve Bank to reduce interest rates further is on the inflationary front. It's clear the Reserve Bank policy for inflation is in the range of 2 to 3%. With inflation now well below this target bracket and having been there for some time, this may be the only reason to consider any further interest rate reductions. However, inflation appears to be trending upwards once again in the latest report. With economic growth ticking up and unemployment trending down, it perhaps signals that we have finally reached the bottom of the interest rate cycle. It's unlikely that there'll be any change to interest rates for the next 12 months or so, up or down. Moving to the housing front, the latest housing finance figures show that in 6 of the states and territories of Australia, namely ACT, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania, Queensland, that the trend housing finance commitments are above decade averages. And in 5 of those 8 economies, the trend commitments in August were above a year ago. New South Wales retains the mantle of the strongest in the nation for new home construction, but pleasingly, Queensland has now pipped Victoria into second place with the new starts up 34.2% and above decade averages. It's great for the Queensland economy, really wonderful news. Queensland is also recording the fastest population growth in 15 months. After our population growth trended backwards in recent years, it's great to see our population growth trending upwards once again. It is stated that tourism and agricultural exports will provide momentum in our Queensland economy, but it's also encouraging to see higher coal prices boosting our state's reserves. I have a graph on screen right now showing the population growth nationally, which is also showing a rebound in population growth in March of 2016, the latest figures. Although below the previous peak, it's still at high levels, which is again great for our economy. Capital city dwelling values shifted 0.5% higher in October, according to CoreLogic, with values across 6 of the 8 capitals. That means the quarterly change in capital city dwellings was up 2.7% and on average 7.5% over the past 12 months. Now, whilst home values are still rising, the rate of growth is slower than 12 months ago, which is pleasing as it does suggest a more sensible approach and certainly a more sustainable market moving forward. Also on screen at the moment is a graph from CoreLogic showing the annual rate of capital gains since September 1998 and how we have bounced around quite a bit in the last 5 years. However, always reflecting growth. I'm sure those owning properties are pleased that they have won. and that they are picking up the capital gain that goes with owning that property. Last point today is also from CoreLogic, showing how significant auctions are, and that auction clearance rates are at their strongest level in more than a year. A timely reminder as we approach the event 2017, where we're already taking strong bookings from property owners wanting to be part of this iconic national event. If you'd like more information on the event, contact details are on screen right now. Send us an email or give us a call and we'll get that information to you. Well, that's it for now. I'll be back in a fortnight's time, which will be approximately 1 month from Christmas Day. Wow, hasn't this year disappeared fast? Stay safe.